Hey, you guys. How you doing? Oh, my goodness. Let's get down to business, folks. Okay. Entertainment purposes only. Happy Disability Pride Month. Don't forget Thursday night live. Every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Oh my goodness, it's Wednesday, so that's tomorrow. We got to get busy, you guys. 8:30 p.m. Eastern, political, spiritual questions. Oh my goodness. Okay. Also, don't forget, first Friday of every month is our members only live. Also 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Okay, that is personal and spiritual questions. Memberships are $1.99 a month. Join button should be right below the video. If not, there is a link in the description box, which is below the video, that will take you to a join button. So it might take you to a page where there's a bunch of my videos, and then above the videos, on the right hand side, a bunch of members' pictures, or what you call it's their brain fart. Little pictures in circles. And there should be a join button right at the end of those little pictures with circles. Those are the icons of our members. Okay, so for membership, $1.99 a month. Again, as I said, you get the once a month a few personal and spiritual questions asked on a live, and then you also get the monthly energy forecast. All right, you guys. So now I gotta tell you, I was busy, and I already told you about, literally child-proofing my place, because there are no children here. And everything I have is like, especially my reading table, there was just stuff to do. And I always take that opportunity to deep clean my place. Okay? Generally, I go over there. It just saves me a whole bunch of literally back-breaking work. So it took me a few days. It only took me 2 days this time to situate everything, do the deep cleaning. And then we had the grandbaby on Tuesday. That was yesterday. And she was having all the fun. And oh my God, I got such a hug from her. Such a hug. She's just so precious. Anywho, so I did get a break and get to distance myself. And I was telling a community member, God, I'm so over these e-files. Ugh. However, they're popping up for a reason, you guys. All right, so that information started circulating, information about that, an introduction to information, I should say, started circulating last week around the beginning, at the beginning of the week. And somebody says, well, I thought Humpty was going to be out of there by the 15th. But I don't actually remember ever saying that he was going to be out of there. And I may have, because I don't remember. I tell you what the spirit guides tell me, okay? I'm not just sitting here making stuff up, all right? However, something did happen on the 15th. And I was going to do something about the e-files and how it affects Humpty, but we'll do that video right after this. So let's look at the Space Cadet and if he actually releases these files. And okay, so they're telling me to save that to go with the what happens to Humpty when the files are released. So what did happen on the 15th, yesterday, was Humpty promised missiles to the Ukraine. So we're going to read on that, because I don't trust him as far as I could throw him. And I couldn't throw him. So that pretty much speaks for itself. It speaks for itself, you guys. All right? Anything we say here is allegedly, by the way. So we will read on Humpty promises missiles to Ukraine. Why Did Ruta passively threaten him? I think that Ruta is very good at manipulating people. I don't mean in a bad way. There are some people like Humpty that you have to manipulate. And Humpty should understand manipulation. Honestly, he's still not that good at it. I mean, he was, but he's not getting better. He's getting worse. Because people are seeing through his crap. Right? So anywho, so let's read on. Put this right here for myself. Get that, get our affirmations for badasses card, so I hopefully don't forget that. All right, so they wanted the True Crime deck. Loving this deck. Thank you so much for the gift. All right. It's fitting. So what we want to know is so Humpty promised missiles to the Ukraine. I wonder how Russia feels about that. I wonder how the red country feels about that. He's up to something. He's up to something. Let's see if we can tell what. All right. What is Humpty up to? Intuition. Intuition. Okay, so President Zelensky isn't really falling for this. He doesn't trust it. His gut instinct tells him something different. It tells him that that promise that was made is somehow tied to the red country. How is it tied to the red country? Okay, so I'm getting this image of Humpty sitting on the floor with a binky in his mouth, throwing a temper tantrum, pounding on the floor with his fist, kicking his feet, throwing a temper tantrum, because the person he thinks is Putt-Putt, he thinks Putt-Putt's talking to him. So the person that he thinks is Putt-Putt that he's talking to isn't giving. He's not giving him what he wants. The word that their spirit team is giving me is giving. They're not, the red country's not giving Humpty what he wants. He looks up to them. He likes the way they control people. He strives to be like them. He strives to create a new America that is run just like that country. Okay? But he's not, nobody likes him, and he's angry. Nobody likes me. I'm going to go eat worms. So he cuts his nose off to spite his face. Well, you don't like me. You're not giving me what I want. Guess what I'm going to do? Let me put you down. Look, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to promise the country you hate more than anything ever on the whole planet. I'm going to promise to give them fighting tools. Justice. Yeah, I mean, he thinks this is a form of payback. Okay, but the truth is that the red country could eat him alive. Right? They've got so much on him. All his dastardly deeds. So much on him. Okay. Let me see. Suicide. Yeah, he's committing political suicide. He's committing what's what we want? He's committing his own character assassination. Thank you, Spirit Team. A term used widely and often in a group of people I hang around with, character assassination. Now, generally, people character assassinate other people. But Humpty's doing this to himself. And he's also character assassinating the red country. He's not working out the way they thought he would. Period, point blank. Oh, gee. Jumper. All right. Abuse, neglect. He feels neglected. He feels abused. I didn't get what I wanted. You're not paying enough attention to me. You don't like me. I don't know where he's digging up the energy for all this crap, to be honest with you. He's sick. He's very sick. Okay, thank you, Spirit Team. I just asked a question and they just gave it to me. He's digging the energy up. This anger, this retribution, this was what keeps him ticking. It's what keeps him ticking. Okay, so did Mark Ruta passively threaten him or manipulate him for purposes of good, not evil? Okay. Desert. Okay, for some reason they're bringing up Humpty running away. Desert. Here, let me put that over here. Over here. Here we go. Okay. Don't mind me. I clean my table and move stuff around, so my table's not exactly where it was before. Boat. The ship is sinking, you guys. His ship is sinking. He's just scrambling for a foothold. He's just scrambling around, looking for, you know, whatever pops in his head is what he does. And he's not even making any sense. If you want the right country to love you so much, then why wouldn't you keep, kissing their rear ends? That would make more sense to me. But in his mind, well, if I'm angry at you and I, talk bad about you, then you'll come to see things my way. Love. Okay, that is President Zelensky, all right? It's also Humpty being in love with himself and in love with the red country. Okay, cards can have more than one meaning. So, that is President Zelensky and his love for his people, for himself. And not in an arrogant, egotistical way. Gotta love you. Seriously gotta love yourself before you can love somebody else. That's just the way that works. I used to hate to hear that. So he is trying to commit, what kind of homicide? Hold on there. They're giving me a word. For some reason they're saying structural homicide. Structural unaliving. Huh. It's having the reverse effect. He's doing that to himself. Accident. Okay. Accident. I think the red country is trying to plan an accident for him. Will they succeed? Will they succeed? Let me see. Will they succeed? I don't think so. I don't think they need to. They're saying marriage, wedding, they're telling me luring. They're going to try to lure him into something, a deal, or why don't you come on over here and we'll talk about it. But that's not going to happen. I don't think he's well enough to travel like that. Organized crime. That speaks for itself. Accident. Luring. Marriage, wedding. Luring. Organized crime. Road. Hit the road, Jack. You've got a boat and a road. Travel. We're going to try and get him to travel there so he can have a convenient accident, because they're done with him, by the way. They've been done, but this was like, all right, that's it. You really aren't doing what we told you to. And we have home. Oh, that we're not going to be able to get to him at his home. Remember the cards talking about an attempted unaliving of him? And Spirit Team wouldn't give us the information on who exactly. Well, I think that might be it right there. Mountains. Yeah, they're not going to be able to do it. There won't be a situation, will not be presented for them to do it. And plus, he's not long for Earth anyway. Okay. So the 15th. So Spirit Team will say something big is going to happen on a certain date. Okay, that's pretty big. Promising missiles to Ukraine. That's pretty big. But understand that it doesn't mean that it's okay, that's that. It'll be all over now. This is a process. We'll do some pendulum work tomorrow. Run away. He's running away. But he's not going to the red country. He's not going to even try to go to the red country. Desert, remember? Is there a desert? There it is, desert. Middle East. Caregiver. Some of this is about his health. So let's see real quick, see if the cards will answer the question of, I seriously need to get some yes/no cards. Okay, maybe I'll make some like Miss Libby did. By the way, I'm working on my own pendulum board, which gives it my energy. Okay, and that's why we're not afraid of Ouija boards and pendulum boards. Some of you are, and that's fine. Some of us are not. Caregiver. Yeah, he's sick. Imprisonment, yeah. Feeling trapped. We've pulled these types of cards for him before. Feeling trapped in his own body. Okay, so what they're telling me is he's not going to be able to move forward with anything, with much of anything, and this will happen fairly soon. He's not going to be able to move forward with much of anything. So Rufus will be the person that he obviously has to hand over the keys to the, the key to the castle there. So, but Rufus has a totally different agenda. I mean, it's for the same reasons, but it's totally different, and it's based on what's going to serve him the best. Again, he's not interested in the position per se. He is interested in the power of the position. But he still doesn't have the same amount of supporters or the same energetic support that Humpty had when he as far as his M of the A of the G of the A's are concerned. M of the A of the G of the A's don't like Rufus, okay? They don't like him. All right. So did we answer all the questions? Rute, okay. Did Mark Rute passively manipulate? We didn't answer that one. Yeah, you can't make this stuff up, you guys. Mind control. But again, for purposes of good, not purposes of evil. And plus, I think that there's many reasons why Humpty would offer to or promise to send weapons to the Ukraine. And in part, I think he was putting on a show also. I mean, everything else that was said is still, yes, that's true. But this is true too, that he just wanted to shut Mark Rute up. He just wanted him to be quiet and stop talking about stuff that he don't want to hear about. And supporting Ukraine is one of them, because you've watched Humpty flip-flop back and forth. Oh, I support Russia. Oh, I support Ukraine. Oh, I support... He supports whoever it benefits him most to support in any given second. And plus, you know, he's not right. We all know that. He's not right. All right, so that's that. Let's get, my goodness. Try to push these to the side without scrambling them all up. All right. I don't need to do that. There you are. Hello. Let's get confirmation for badasses. So, whatever's happening now is you're seeing the beginnings of the cracks in the structure. Now, the tower, the outer part of the tower has definitely crumbled, okay? Because it's being shaken apart by the inner crumbling, okay? Thank you for that analogy, Spirit Team. Yes. Just so that makes more sense for you, because we've been saying, Spirit Team's been saying, tower is way past even 3/4 crumble because of the shaking that goes on from the inside. And this e-file thing, yeah, I was over that for a couple days, but it's okay. I've Spirit Team told me the purpose of it. All right, because they've always said that it was going to be part of his taking down. Thank you, Spirit Team. Yeah, it's going to be part of his taking down. I don't want to give you content for next video, but what they just said was the beginning, or a part of his taking down, as in losing even more. He's already lost a bunch of supporters. Losing even more supporters, because every time he opens his face, he shoves his foot in there. The level of duh is astounding with this man. Okay? Oh, don't half butt anything. If you're going to mess it up all the way. Aha! That's funny. I like it. If you're going to mess it up, do it right. Okay, you guys. I'll see you next video.